afternoon, everybody, and welcome once again to Crossroads Podcast UK. And I hope everybody's doing okay. We've got a packed afternoon and evening for you. Um, don't worry about if you were looking forward to seeing Susan Lee. Susan Lee is now on tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. So do not worry about her. We have got Lisa joining us in a minute. She did message me saying that she's having problems getting on, and so hopefully she will be here in a minute. I'll get my wife to keep in touch with her. Um, in the meantime, guys, check our page out and yeah, keep checking our page out and see what's happening with us. Also, we have got Emily Rawlings on at 9 o'clock tonight, and we've got Nino on. Nino's back. Lovely Nino, regular guest of ours, and Emily. And so we got a lot of shows to do today, and more tomorrow. And we're packing them in fast and quick. So don't forget, please contact us if you need a chat or anything. And if you want to be on the show, we'll see what we can do about getting you in. But I am telling you right now, we are filling up very quickly, and I'm not joking you. Um, um, we have got a few spaces left. We got a few spaces this month. No, so this month's gone now, and we're fully packed out. We've gone into November now, so there you go. So getting very popular, guys. And my wife does all the bookings and stuff, and she just told me that there's nothing, and nothing until November. Hello.
Hello, I do apologise for the massive delay.
Do not worry, you're here, and we can start. We are
Great.
live. Okay. Okay, guys, don't forget, if you're on radio, make sure that you leave all the messages in the right-hand column, not the left, because they get mixed up with my notes and everything, and I was reading other people's notes earlier on. So please don't do that, Jesus. Anyway, if you're on radio, don't forget, thank you for the music. We had 60s music today, but now we've got Lisa on. Hello, Lisa, how are you?
Hello, I'm really well, thank you, Steve. How are you?
I'm okay, brilliant. The sun's out here in where I live at the moment, so I'm pleased about that. Last week I was
Yeah,
away and it was pouring down a rain in Somerset, so there you go.
you just can't book the weather, can you?
You can't. Anyway, tell us about yourself, Lisa.
Okay, so I am 43. I am happily married. I am a mother of a 13-year-old female swimmer. That takes up a lot of time as it is. I have a full-time job with GE in the digital department of GE. And I also run my own business called Exceed Coaching, as you can see behind me. And I am a STEM ambassador as well. So I do volunteer science, technology, engineering and maths inspiration to try and bring the next generation into our world through that as well.
Right, so what kind of coaching do you actually do?
Okay, so at the moment I'm coaching ladies to become unstuck or to find a new path. Quite often a woman certainly of my age or around my age where we have got children have grown up a bit, you get a bit more time back, and sometimes your day job is steady as well. You know what you're doing with it, so you do feel like you've got more headspace or time to focus on other things. And so I do help ladies to work out what that next thing is, or other steps towards something different as well. So we can do job application coaching, we can steer that towards starting their own business or how to help develop the one they've got, or even just being happy with the job that they've got. So to learn to be accepting of what they've got and use the happy tokens that you get paid to build something different outside of work as well. So I call it a superhero future, because you should be able to feel like a superhero every day. It doesn't have to be in your day job, doesn't have to be in one particular thing, but if you can find elements to put into your day that make you feel that good, then that's what we should all be aiming for.
That's it, yeah. And it's really good because it's about empowering women too, really, isn't it?
It is, yeah, because quite often, like ladies, like I said, we end up serving everybody else first. I hear that a lot with my clients. They say, oh, well, I have to run around after the kids, and then I'm doing this and this and my day job and all sorts of other things before they actually think about self-care and looking after themselves and what they really want, because they're an equal partner in a lot of those situations, and they should be allowed to have that time for themselves, as well, because you can't continue to serve other people all the time. You get an empty cup, as they say.
Yeah, you need filling up,
You do.
Now and again you need to kind of like come back a bit, fill up and go again,
Yeah.
and
Recharging.
yeah, you got to, it's like a phone, isn't it? The phone is charged, and so do we now and again. We need to be, so let's get into your business. So, why did you start your business off?
Okay, so in my day job, I don't get a chance, or I didn't get a chance to coach people. And I had got an extra role at work, a volunteering role, where I led a health initiative. And part of that, we brought in a mindset coach. And he had developed a program with me that he would deliver for us at work. And as he was delivering it, I was finding myself answering questions with him to the attendees and supporting them. And a few of them had said to me, why don't you do this? And I was like, I'd never really thought that I should, although I had got tendencies to want to help people all the time. So it sat there in my brain, eating away at me for a while. And then eventually I decided I should start studying a little bit for qualifications to support. So I did Nlp Practitioner Training, so that's neuro-linguistic programming, and also life coaching. And between those and reading lots of books about personal development, attending events and things, I started to get qualified enough to think, right, I'm ready to go and start working with people. So yeah, I bought my company name in 2019, so it's just 2 years old recently, and I haven't looked back, really. It's been fab, because of having a day job as well. I can't do it full time, but it means that I get to balance my day job with this work and actually get more out of my life as well. Feel like I'm helping people more in a different way.
Yeah, with your main job and your kind of like your other job too, then you're looking after your daughter too, don't you? Really, because um, did you say she's a swimmer?
Yes, she's a swimmer for Coventry, for the city of Coventry near us. So she trains 6 days a week. And then there's galas at weekends sometimes too.
Yeah, and hopefully she'll be in a GP team soon.
It would be lovely. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. I think most people who've got a swimmer will tell you there's peaks and troughs with their performance. And apparently when you're a 13-year-old girl and you've just grown half an inch, it can affect your breaststroke and all sorts of different things. So there's ups and downs that we go through as a swimming parent. But yeah, it would be lovely to see her progress that far.
Yeah, and so when you kind of like coaching these women, what is your procedure? Because everybody does different things in different ways.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if a woman came to you right now, say I was a woman, I'm not a woman, definitely not. But if a woman came to you right now and said, right, Lisa, I need your help. Tell me how. Tell me and tell everybody out there what your procedure is.
Okay, so first we talk about the current situation. Why do they want help in the first place? Because it may be, like I said, it may be career, it may be aspirations to use their personal time better, time management, all sorts of issues. So it's really to understand what they need help with first, and maybe a bit of background around that. I do have a program, like it's called the Superhero Future program, where it is like 6 steps program that's got workbooks and we have Zoom calls and things in between. So that's a laid out structure to help find in the right organization. So you work on a foundation first as to what are we currently working with, and how will we be built as a person, what do we like, what we not like, what's worked, what doesn't work before, and so on. And then we build layers on top of that. So we look at it's almost like lean process management, where you look at the current state, then you have a future state vision, and then you work towards the future state with a plan. And so I implement something called staircase planning, where in much the same way as the program's built, you do some work and then you stop and have a pause, you look backwards and forwards as to how well you've performed, have you got to where you needed to be, what's coming next, have we got everything in place, and then we move again to the next floor, if you like, in the building. And it builds the foundation and the strength of the process as we go. And then when they're finished, they fly off. If they're superhero capes, they're all back into their daily routine, but they've made those changes, and I can sit there and happily watch them flying high with their new life. It's so rewarding to see them succeed so much.
Join you if you're going to give me a superhero cape.
It's obviously a metaphorical cape, but
yes, I know.
In some respects, it's you know yourself. You come to a point in your day or in a week where you've just achieved something so brilliant. You think, "Oh, this feels amazing." But that's the kind of thing that people should be able to find in their day every day, even if it's a small thing. And that's part of the process, that we look for the small things, the things that have made us happy. We can learn from and develop as we go forward.
Yeah, and in the when you do these workbooks and everything, and you got in the middle, and you got things to do in there like answer questions or do exercise, whatever. How can they, when they're looking at it, improve their life? Is it do you need them to put down what's actually happening in their life, or do you think they need to be truthful? Because some people are not truthful, are they?
No, that's true. The whole idea of the program is that the questions are the coaching questions as they go through answering them. They do need to be honest, otherwise it won't work. And if you can't be honest with your coach, I mean, people are paying to do this, right? So they put the investment into themselves, so they need to give themselves the respect of being honest and making it work. So definitely there are times when I might pause and stop somebody and say, let's talk about something, let's just step out of this situation and see what's surrounding it. Because, if people are saying right thing but not doing it, then there could be a deeper rooted reason as to why they are not delivering what they say they're going to deliver.
Yeah.
And they're only letting themselves down.
Oh yeah, I say to people on here, and my other percentage who do the daily chats, I say to them that at the end of the day, don't sign up for something if you're not really 100%, you want to do it, because it's like, and I was explaining to somebody the other day there's a lot of L with Slimming World, and I say the trouble is with Slimming World, in January you find all the people coming to you because they want to lose weight after the new year, but around about like February and March they're all gone again. Yes. Majority of them, and that's what it's about life. You've got to be fully kind of like in it, and if you're not fully in it, it's not going to work. It's going to be a waste of money.
Yes, yeah, you've got to be self-motivated, I think, and I think personally, when I've made a change in my life, like for example, losing weight, my brother was going to get married on the 1st of August 2020, so we all know what happened there, but he was going to get married then. So my aim was to feel and look brilliant at his wedding. So even 18 months out, I started working, and I started and carried on all the way up until lockdown. I was still working hard to to feel and look great for his wedding, because we've seen a lot of our family, and it meant a lot to me to, not only was I doing well in my job and my company, but also wanted to look and feel great too. So I put the effort in. It meant a lot to me, and I had that vision. And I think this is the piece that's important. It's having a visual connection, or an emotional connection with how it's going to feel when you get there. So I would be able to close my eyes and know that my dress would be amazing, and all of my family would be there, and would be smiling and laughing and having a great time. And I had such a strong connection to it that it kept me pushing on, and it kept me eating the right things and doing the right things. And so I talk a lot about visualization with my clients. That's around the midpoint in the program, where we've worked on where we currently are, what's worked, what doesn't work, what kind of a person we are, what we value. And then we get to the point where we say, right, all of that said, what can we dream about? What's that future vision going to be? And so we try out a few things to see what fits best. And then we create that image in our mind that we don't ever let go. And that's when we start putting the plan in place. So you could want to be an astronaut. Feels like 5,000 miles away, right? But you break things down. It's the same as going on holiday somewhere you've never been. You break it down. And so by being able to have that dream or have that vision that's coming, you then start to break it backwards, just like any manufacturing plan. You break things down to be able to actually get there to make it. And it doesn't mean as well that your path has to be consistent in that direction. Yeah, there may be a point where you get to, you think, no, I'm good with this, or actually something over there is even better, so I'm going to go that way now. The point is that you work towards something, and you're able to then stop, reassess, and continue or change path. It's being able to deliver for yourself.
Yeah. How long have you been in your present job?
My current job since the 1st of April. I've worked with the company for 26 years.
Sorry,
so it wasn't always.
What do you do again? Sorry.
Okay, so I'm Global Sales Operations Director for GE Digital.
Right. So is that sales? Is it?
It's the support systems behind sales. So yeah, making sure the forecasts are in, reporting financials. We've just been through the last quarter and next year forecasting, and also supporting them with all the tools and processes they have to use, and training them on new elements of things that they have to work with. It's quite a lot.
How have you survived with your main job and kind of like, or this job, through coronavirus, through all this? Because it must have taken you, quite a bit of, and everybody else, of course, a lot of guts, a lot of determination, a lot of motivation to keep going.
Yeah. When we got sent home in March last year, then I only brought my laptop home because I was convinced it was only going to be for a few weeks. Silly person. So I only had a laptop, a mouse, and a keyboard for my day job. And at the time it was fine, but moving to my new job, I definitely needed bigger screens. So I had got bigger screens. But I've worked from home the whole time. I've not stopped in my day job. And then my business, because I wasn't traveling, and because there was no need to move anywhere or even go to an office, then I've been able to change my daily routine. So I usually get up quite early, make sure my daughter gets to school on the bus, and then I've got time to work out, I've got time to meditate, to learn Italian for 5 minutes on Duolingo, and then I'll do a bit of work on my business before I get changed, and then come and sit and do my day job. And then that will be, break at lunchtime, finish at about 5-ish if I'm lucky, sometimes 6, and then it's evening jobs with running around after swimmers and getting tea and what have you, maybe doing some other jobs.
Yeah, it's a hard life being a mother, isn't it?
I think it's a hard life being a parent. I mean, yes, we could say mothers, but there's my husband's equally involved in all of this support and care of a swimmer, so it's quite intense. It's a commitment for the whole family, not just the swimmer, which not a lot of people realize.
What's your biggest achievement?
I would say this is quite a few actually. I've published a workbook on Amazon, which I'm quite proud of. It talks about how to love the job you've got, and I wrote that last year during lockdown. So really to help people that, you know, didn't like their job, but really should be grateful they've still got one. And it may be even more applicable now that furlough has ended, and those that have still got jobs need to keep hold of them. It teaches people how to use different techniques to cope with what they've got.
And how are you getting on with the book? Have you sold quite a lot?
Not quite a lot. I've sold a few. I'm quite happy. It's been sold across the world in Kindle and hard copy, and I've sent some signed copies around the world too, so that's quite exciting. Yeah, it's quite nice to have it out there. It's 4.5 stars rated, so it's out of 5, which is good. And I've co-authored a few books as well with other organisations, so it's been quite exciting during lockdown because you get more time to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, I've got a book coming out on Amazon soon. And
excellent. Tell me about your book.
Well, it's about my story, what happened to me, about my mental health, about obesity, about I've done TV and radio and stuff like that. And when I was a young boy, it started from a young boy growing up, going through, you know, kind of like my parents, and they were working and didn't have time. I felt like a loner and stuff like that. And then it was like growing up, got married a few times, and then I had some bad relationships. Then I had to go in to get help, and about addictions and stuff. Not I never touched drugs. It was about alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Then it comes up where I was doing different other things, changed my life around, became a Christian, you know, and trying to help other people. I'm happily married now. Got a lovely
Good.
wife.
Good.
She'll say to me in a minute, creep, but I love her so much. I met her at school actually, but so that's a long story. So yeah, so that's the book, and it goes on to different things, and it's really, and in it it's a workbook too. And I met
Excellent.
Ali, someone called Ali on here, and she said, I said to her, I said, I want to do my own book. And I had a book called Never Give Up that was going to come out when I went on this morning, because I've been on
Mm-hmm.
this time.
Yes.
I said, I want a book come out, and I got a book written, Never Give Up, and I never got it published because it costs a lot of money to get it published. They wanted, I can't remember how much they wanted, but it was like £5,000 something out of whatever it was, and I couldn't. So Ali said, well, what we'll do, we're kind of like, I'll help you get it, put it on Amazon, then put it down on, do some paperbacks, and we can kind of work it out. So yeah, so she's helping me to do that. So I'm gonna do like a split, so with her, so hopefully.
That's exciting.
But yeah, it's really good. I met a lot of nice people on here. Um, with your book and what you're doing with about coaching women and everything, people are probably listening now. Someone just come in called James, and he said, "Hi, Steve. Um, don't take notice of James. It's always get James on." And he says, "Oh, it's women again. Nothing out there for men." And sometimes it's true, isn't it? Because there's not a
It
lot out
is.
there for men.
Yeah. Do you know the reason I work with women is because no men have asked me to work with them. I honestly feel like a man would not ask me because I'm not a man. I actually started, and it's, by all means, James, if anybody needs help, I'm more than willing to help a man, just the same as a woman. I think I started off trying to help retirees because I think there's a huge gap in retirement planning when you don't prepare from the mental, the physical, the social element of not working anymore. You put yourself in the position of somebody that's worked all their lives, that goes out from home every day and comes home. The weekends and the evenings are their own. There's people around in the street, but during the day, they've all gone. They're all at work, and that person's worked the whole time. They haven't really had a hobby. There's a massive void in their life, and people don't get prepared for that. in the social element, you know, the fact that people just aren't around anymore because they're at work. So I had decided that I wanted to work with people like that, so to plan for retirement from the social and the more softer elements. But nobody came forward. Nobody seemed interested, and I expected it was because I was too young to know better. So I switched, and since I switched, a lot of ladies have come forward and asked me to work with them, and that's been fantastic. It's been really rewarding.
The trouble is with men, though, they don't. It's like I've got a group on Facebook, and the trouble is, we are not easy to. We're the last ones to come along and go, "We got a problem," you know, because we like to be all macho, don't we? Right?
Yes.
And believe it or not, we are soft in a way. We are.
Yes. When I was actually on site for work, there was a lot of men that would come in and shut my office door and sit down, and we'd talk, and they knew that I would listen and I would help where I could. And I do miss that element of being at work, because there were a lot of, believe it or not, a lot of men that would come in and sit down and just talk to me. And I appreciated that. And I think that's part of why I'm doing what I'm doing now. And I don't close my door to anybody. So if there are men out there that want to talk to somebody that they can trust and work with somebody they can trust, then I'm definitely open to do that.
Brilliant. Very good. So they can find your book on Amazon.
Yeah.
And they can find your information on. Tell me your website. What's your website?
Yes, it's www.exceed-coaching.co.uk.
And you're on Facebook, definitely, isn't you? Yes. Yeah.
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Instagram. Okay. So on Instagram, Facebook, it's got a website, and we'll put all the links up on our website in a bit. And Lisa, thank you very much for coming on.
It's been an absolute pleasure, Steve. Thank you for having me.
What I want to do, I want to get you back on, because there's some stuff in your book that I need to ask you about, if that's possible.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'll get my wife to contact you, because I can't cover it now, but it's something that I was looking at, and I thought I need to talk about this.
Okay.
All right. So what
Sure.
we do, where I will kind of like, I'll get my wife to contact you now and make another date and everything, and we'll take it from there. But thank you very much for coming on.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. It's been great.
So much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
I will. You too. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.